I've got a bag with something quite exciting inside of it. Now, if it hasn't been spoiled elsewhere, and the orange doesn't give you a clue, no, it's not a KTM. Schuberth's latest C5. The old C4 was a bit of a letdown. The C4 Pro did a good job to try and rectify those problems, but Schuberth didn't quite recover from that. The C5 though, well, that's an entirely new beast altogether. To make something great, you have to take great action. So the team that designed the C4 was removed and an entirely new team was brought in. The fresh new team designed Schuberth's next flagship model from the ground up. No evolution, this is pure, unadulterated revolution to shoot Schuberth to the top of the flip front faction. It's also the first ECE 2206 flip front helmet that we've seen too. The entire interior shape has been remodeled to fit more riders. Now that was one of the main complaints of the C4, it just didn't fit anything like the C3 Pro, which was just lovely. Hence the C4 has been dropped from the range and the C3 Pro continues to live on. Now you see, most people have a very similar head shape. Now, if I were to draw a graph of head shapes, it would look sort of like a bell curve. Now, if we put round heads at one end and oval on the other, most people are gonna fit in between this large section here, the large bell of the curve, with very few at the extremes. Schuberth is targeting the largest section, so it's gonna be more comfortable for more of you, and if it isn't, well, Schuberth have got a little solution for you. There will be thicker and thinner padding available, but there will also be different crown pieces available which will change the actual interior shape for a more rounded or more oval fit. It's not something that I've ever come across, and actually it's quite exciting to see that Schuberth have really learned from the C4. Fit is everything, and the C5 is taking head fitment to the next level. The standard shape will be infinitely more comfortable to most people than the C4 was. You're fastened in with a ratchet strap which has a nice padded cover for comfort against the neck. The interior is really comfy too. For example, on the parts that touch your head, the seams are welded, not stitched. It's antibacterial and moisture wicking and is Oeko-Tex 100 certified, meaning it's safe against your skin. And keeping you cool inside, the ventilation has had a makeover too. At the chin, we've got the usual scoop type vent, which directs air to the visor and is going to aid defogging. Whilst there is a new chin vent, which targets air to the lower portion of your face for you to drink up on the move. At the top, the vent is wider and flatter with 3 positions: closed, halfway, and open. Whilst around the back, there is a new exhaust, which is always open. It's going to make use of negative pressure to draw that air over your head. There are channels that flow the air over the head. In wintertime, you can make use of this little flap in here, which is going to close off that top vent. It's really going to allow you to batten down the hatches when the cold weather sets in. With the C5 being ECE 2206 certified, the helmet now locks in the up position as well as the down. The lock switch is nice and compact here, so it's less likely that you're going to catch it by accident and lock it up at a set of lights. Now it does click into place at the top, but it's not locked until you flick that switch. Now I really like how the chin locks in place when closed. Gone are those old sort of metal pins that stuck out of the shell. Now it's all nicely integrated into the front here. The helmet has a nice tight neck roll to help with sealing you in and reducing noise. In a like-for-like test, it is quieter than the C3 Pro. Of course, this may differ in the real world depending on the bike, screen, the wind blowing, what you had for breakfast, etc, etc. But in that test environment, it was quieter. The AROS system is also in use here too. It stands for Anti-Roll-Off System and does exactly what it says on the tin. Now we've got these straps under here which are linked to the chin straps and are riveted onto the back of the shell, which is going to help to decrease the chance of the helmet sort of rolling off in a nasty accident. Looking forward then, and the C5 comes with a Pinlock 120 fitted as standard out of the factory. No need to faff around and do that yourself. It's rated to a Class 1 optics and has a new lip at the top here to help seal you in against noise and rain. The sun visor has a new fixing method to give you a greater field of peripheral vision, as well as having this cool little lock down here, which allows you to stop the visor coming down too low. Just use your nail to flick it over. It's quite small. There we go, got it. Stops it from coming down as low. Perfect if your nose protrudes a little more than average. From eyes to nose to ears, and we're going to talk comms. Like previous Schuberths, there is an integrated comms kit available. This is based on a Sena mesh unit, so it's going to be some pretty top spec stuff. The helmet comes fitted with all the sort of the wiring loom and the speakers already. All you need to do is fit the modules. Control module sits on the side here, and you remove the cover by sort of lifting it at the back and pushing it off like so. You can then use this as a pry tool for the rear module. Pop that in there. It is a little bit fiddly, but you're only ever going to have to do it once, so it's not too bad. Now, those two modules that are going to plug in here are going to be pre-paired by Bluetooth from the factory. The rear one is the battery and gets charged, whilst the control module is powered by a small watch battery. That's going to last you about 18 months before you need it changing. There are some rumors going around that you'd be able to mount that sort of control module onto your handlebar, but it's not official yet at time of filming, so it's just rumors for now. Now the microphone is going to plug into the front here under this little rubber cover. So that's going to go right in there. Now it'll either be a sort of a short microphone like on the C4 or maybe even a longer gooseneck one. It's not something that's being decided at time of filming. It sounds like both will be available, but only one will actually come in the pack with the intercom kit. The shell is made using Schuberth's own direct fiber processing. Now that uses one strand of glass fiber sort of on a big spool. A machine shoots it out, it cuts it and blows it into a mold with just the right amount of resin. That's then heated up, put under really high pressure, and that creates the shell. Like a modern spaghetti bolognese to the traditional layered lasagna of fiberglass sheets. Now I can't comment on if it's better, but it's just a really cool way of doing it. Schuberth also include a carbon fiber sheet that sits over the top of the shell for additional strength. I'm assuming that we will get sizes from sort of 53 to 65. I don't 100% know at time of filming, but that's what the older C4 was. The C5 will also be available in 10 different colorways. We've got 4 solid colors and 6 graphics. Prices are, I think, quite reasonable for a helmet at the premium end of the market. $499.99 for the solid colors and $599.99 for the graphics. And the integrated comms comes in at $349.99. If you buy the helmet and the comms together at the same time, you'll save the VAT on it. So that's the Schuberth C5 then. I really think this is going to take the fight to the Neo Tech 2 and whatever show you're going to bring out after it. It just feels like a very nice product. This is a pre-production sample, so there are some slight tweaks going to be made. Nothing too major, just like the action on this vent will be made nicer. I think it's quite nice already, but it just looks fantastic. I really think it's going to take that fight to showy. What do you think? Drop us a comment down below. They'll be available early 2022. Have fun, ride safe, subscribe, and see you in the next one.